Awesome.
Brews and Banter Podcast. Banter Podcast. Brews and Banter Podcast. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Brews and Banter Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I got water, I got juice or whatever. He's like, y'all need twin legs? Matter of fact, I do.
To everybody is,
Does Delaware have an actual culture?
this is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world. Politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink, pull up a chair.
Can y'all hear me?
Been wanting you for but I'm onto you, I'm onto you. When you come to the floor, you tell me to come to the back. You know how I say like that. When you come to the floor, and I know this is the wrong. Don't get too tired.
Hey, we are back. Welcome back, guys.
Hi.
Yeah. I guess.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Yeah.
Watching, seeing me
Happy
over
New
my
Year.
shoulder.
I'll look at that in the mirror.
What a waste of time. You strategically set the mirror up so it could be.
He shouldn't have said nothing. He should have just left it.
It is.
Yeah,
It's way
It's
delayed though.
It is way delayed, but that's how it works. So I know now that's how.
Yeah, we're on like a 15, 20-second delay.
Yeah, for the cuss edits and stuff, so they can beep 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 beep.
Really, I thought we was
I'm
like,
just joking.
I
I'm
was
just
gonna say, I thought we was
joking.
cussing the fuck out of this shit.
That's normally what they do on like radio and shit.
Yeah,
Right.
right. And
I think-
like
think
live
it's-
TV.
I think it's just the same thing. What up? Welcome to Bruising Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rocket.
Let me turn my motherfucking headphones down.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. That was a scream.
If this nigga
He's
shout one
excited.
more year,
2023 coming in. 2023 coming in.
Excited.
Live and in color.
yeah.
The topic is the rocket and the brew. Well, that'd be the fuel. And I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, the legendary Brew Crew. What's going
This
on,
nigga
fellas?
is fueled off of something else than a brew. He on some nose candy or something. I
Oh
don't know.
no! Oh no! Not the nose candies. Oh,
Excuse me? I don't do illicit drugs, sir.
how you guys
I'm
doing
high-
out there?
I'm
Happy
high on life.
2023, everyone. Rob's high on life.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
why his
nice.
voice is so squeaky.
2023 is the GOAT year, number 7. If you in numerology, if you add it all up, it equals 7.
yeah.
So it's the
Mm.
God year.
It's the goat. It's the goat year in the God year, or
Yes.
okay,
It's the god of the goats.
God. Oh, the goat of the gods.
The goat of the god.
Right. So there is no so anything like people saying, if there's anything you ever wanted to this year, not last year, this year, don't wait till next year. Right now is the time to go get it.
I heard that.
That's what I'm bringing on. But we do have this is episode 194 of Brews and Banter Podcast, and we have a great guest with us this afternoon, this evening, this morning, whenever you're listening or watching on these airways or sound waves. Or I don't know.
This is good. This is good.
all those waves. Microwaves or
Nah, that nigga sound
microwave.
like he been up. You know how you be up for a long time.
Microwaves.
This nigga been up for 24 hours straight. You know how you be up a long time and you be like,
Yeah.
"Nah, fight."
He gonna crash by the middle of the podcast. He gonna crash.
This nigga
We do have, like I said, we have a great guest. We have one of the co-founders of Soul Mega, the CEO, and I think it says head of sales and marketing, but I guess he can tell us more about it. We have Elliot Johnson, so we can bring him to the podcast. Welcome.
What's up?
Shout out to the
Welcome,
first
man.
nigga on here with a bike behind his head.
Oh,
Shout out
shit.
to Black. New year, new us.
I know, right? You know, I do love biking, but I gotta put this motherfucker somewhere. So the wall. Yeah.
That's good ambiance, man. That's good.
Yeah, it was better than being in my kitchen this whole time. I finally mounted it a couple days ago.
Yeah, like
New year, new me, taking initiative.
This is the year.
Goat year. Yeah, I like that.
Right, the god of the goats of the gods. However it goes.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
Before we get into it, we always like to know what everybody's drinking on. So, what are we drinking on today? We always start with our guests. If you're drinking on something, Elliot, what are you drinking on?
Yeah, right now I'm drinking coffee.
That works.
Yeah, I got a coffee with me. I'm gonna switch to beer soon, but I got to process how you gotta get the machine going. You know.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I had too much coffee earlier.
Yeah,
It could be. What kind of coffee are you drinking? Are you a black coffee? Are you a cream and sugar? What kind of how you do your coffee?
This is I do mine straight up. This is a medium roast called like Snowing in Space. It's like from Costa Rica or something, but it's straight up black.
Okay.
Now, is there a it had a name, but is there a difference between? I'm not a big coffee person in terms of the actual. Snowing in Space smells different.
Yeah, I wish I had the packaging still because it looks dope. I'm a big I look at the beer labels too. Like everyone has their own branding and stuff like that. But this particular coffee company has like kind of like a really crazy like bag design they do of like graffiti and like different colors. So I saw it on the shelf. And I just tried it because it looked cool, but it's good.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I pick my coffees out like that too. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I just
right.
Yeah.
That's how I used to pick the beer out.
That's how I still pick my beer out like that. Man.
Yeah, because I don't drink them IPAs, so they can look as fancy as it wants on the can.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? The IPAs be having the most fanciest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'll pass right by. You wasted that design on an IPA.
You gotta find a way. You gotta find a way to make it look differently than the other ones you have. So you got
because they all look. They got like 60 out.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? It's like you got to find a way to stand out because there's so many options.
Like, well, here's an IPA. Here's another IPA.
Yeah. You said, didn't y'all drink IPAs?
Yeah, I like IPAs.
Everybody, we all drink them. I more so taste them.
Gotcha.
I don't drink them.
Yeah, if it's good, I'll drink it. But like, I can't like drink a whole one that's real like hoppy. I just can't do it.
Yeah, some of those are a bit OD. I don't do the hazies.
Oh no, you like that West Coast straight bitter, huh?
Yeah, I think I'm allergic to some of those. It's like I don't know if it's the yeast strains in there or something, but it always fucks my stomach up after like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh shit. Yeah. Well, maybe we shouldn't drink 2 or 3 of them. Maybe.
Which one is that?
It ain't the IPA fucking your stomach up. 2 or 3.
All the beer. If I drink 2 or 3 of the other beers, I'm fine.
It's like if I drink 6 of them, I'm done. Like, oh man,
that's funny.
That's funny.
What are y'all sipping on?
Yeah.
Oh, where you go, Elliot?
What am I?
What you drinking on?
So I got to Shake It Up that Lou dropped off.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
It's that. It's with the black beer chick.
Oh word.
Wait, what brewery is this though? Oh, it's
I left mine. I forgot.
Casita, yeah, it's still in the fridge though. Casita Brewing Company. This is out of Wilson, North Carolina. But this is a nitro stout with figs and pistachios.
Okay.
Yeah, and it says actually literally like shake it up.
Shake it up.
Yeah, shake that shit up.
That's her motto. Shake shit up. So
yeah, it is. But go ahead and shake it. Like I did that like a dumb nigga. And I got fucking beer all over the fucking carpet.
You're supposed to lightly shake. Like,
I did. I hit this shit like I hit this shit like a bow, right? Like just boop, boop. And then I opened that motherfucker and said, you ain't see me bend over?
I heard it, but I didn't.
I actually did hear it too.
Yeah. So I got beer all over the carpet, and light carpet and fucking stout does not go together. So
All
I'm gonna get in trouble for that. But
Yeah.
man,
I'm gonna hop on and start with you at the cup. That's a good transition. I'm gonna follow your lead. Thank you.
but I kind of like it.
Yeah, coffee to stout. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
like
definitely it tastes good to me. It's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet, roasty. Like it got everything you need from a stout, and then that little sweetness like hits it real good. And then of course, because I had to play my part, I put it in my soul bigger glass. You know,
That.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Definitely had to do that. You know, soul bigger, 2022. We're gonna be there for 2023.
Oh yeah, 2023. We definitely got something in the works for that. So
yeah. But like this is good. I'll pass me another one of these.
Nice.
I had to remember what button it was.
Oh, go. We ain't been going that long.
It's been a while. We have though. He been off the board for a minute. We ain't been going that long, but he been off the board for a while.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Pass. I'll give you a pass on that.
Thank you, sir. Know what you're drinking.
You know you gotta get your little brother to give you a pass before we can move on. You guys know me, man. Dewey Beer Company. Hey guys, how y'all doing? Dewey Beer Company. Come on the podcast. Secret Machine again. I don't know if
y'all can go get a job there. You might as well go.
They too far. I thought about it. About the commute. It's all about the commute. It's blueberry and y'all see that peach muffins today. 7% alcohol by volume. The can is pretty much the same, just in different colors. All the Secret Machine cans is kind of that graphic design, which is different colors to accent the peach muffins and the blueberry. This is what it looks like. I'm also affiliated with my cup as well. Yeah, it's delicious, man. I don't know if they put peach muffins and blueberries in there, I'm assuming, but yeah, like I never even heard that people make peach muffins. Yeah, like I didn't even know peach muffins was a thing. I knew blueberry muffins was a thing and maybe peaches, but they put the blueberries in and then made peach muffins. It does smell a little bready though. Peachy and the blueberries all in there. It's delicious, man. As always, pass me another with these. I do have some down. They change up like every month, right? So I do have some that I bought that I'm not sure if I am going to like. So I'm interested in trying those.
But I'm wondering if that's the Apple Alamo one.
I have that one. I'm looking forward to that one. I'm not sure how I'm gonna feel about it, but yeah. So that is one of the ones that I'm like, what the hell? Yeah. I can't wait.
So Lou, is that a fruited sour or a different style?
Yeah, they're fruit smoothie beers.
Fruit smoothie.
Yeah, okay. So they are the thickness of it.
I noticed the color when you showed it earlier. Yeah. I was like, wait.
They're if you like sours, if you like fruit, if you like sweet shit, these are the beers.
If you're a Kool-Aid drinking this,
I'll say, if you got a if you have a Negro palate, you definitely
or if you feel like sometimes you like a good fruit smoothie, right? If you're just trying to front like you got a fruit smoothie, you can pour one of those in your smoothie cup and just go for it.
Even better, to pour this in with the fruit and blend it up. Like use that as your liquid base.
That's fucked up, but you probably could.
I mean, this is to be healthy and drunk at the same time. It's not,
I support that. Yeah, fake healthy.
Fake health is all the vibe.
I support that.
Yo, I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention that this is an 8%er.
Oh, really?
For this, yeah.
I went and had to grab a beer. I was like, I'm bullshit with this coffee, but I got a beer.
Yeah. So we go right back to you, Elliot. You don't got to pour it or nothing yet, right now. But tell us about the beer.
So this one is called Aged on Oak. It's a collaboration we did with 3 Stars. They were a company based in DC, but they're no longer in business. But it's pretty cool. It's an imperial stout aged on rum-infused oak staves. So we made this beer in 2022. And it's kind of cool. Like I want it to be like Houston, Texas, like screwed and chopped vibes. We got the wood.
Oh yeah, I see the wood grain. Yeah.
And this is 9.5%. Yeah. And so so this is
okay. So you went from I'm gonna just have coffee right now to grabbing something.
You got inspired. We're inspired.
I saw you pull a stout out. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get it out.
Like I got the right stout for today.
Right. It's 9.5 is a good way to start the day, I guess.
Or the end of this podcast will be very, very interesting.
Like, you know what? I did have errands for today, but not a
fuck the errands. Yeah.
I'm still doing them. I just may be buzzed when I get in there. Like,
hey, Rob G.
Yes, sir.
Happy New Year to you. What are you drinking on today?
I'm actually drinking from Tox Brewing. It's called the Placebo Effect. It's an American cream ale. And
Put that closer up. Is that a brain walking?
Yeah, it's like a brain.
Shit.
Well, most of their cans kind of look like that.
Okay.
Tox Brewing out of Hartford, Connecticut, or New Haven. I forgot. Somewhere in Connecticut. No, it's not on the can.
You know, sometimes they be from one place, but they out of another place.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So
That's
sometimes
true.
they bottle somewhere else.
Yeah.
North Haven, Connecticut. That's what it is.
Connecticut's not too big though, so it's around.
It's around. Yeah, they're around. They're around the
Yeah.
block somewhere. But it's 5.4%. It's made with the recipe that was of a cream ale that was pre-prohibition. So there is nice golden color. It's nice. I got it in my barrel and flow glass because it's the first iteration of this festival is where we first heard of Soul Mega. So I was like, you know what? I'll break out my glass to honor because it was like 2019 when we first and then we went to Mega Fest like Yo showed the glass. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna bring out something.
I like how you just twist the whole shit up. Like you took it to the next level. He was like,
he tried to outdo us.
Right,
yeah. That's all that was. Like, what? I know they're gonna bring out their Soul Mega glasses.
So I'm gonna switch it up.
Yeah,
that's where we. From. Yeah, you mother.
That's 2023. Look good on you, Rob. Cheers to you, Rob.
Yeah.
You on a whole nother level, baby.
How's that doing? Outdoing you. Y'all brought out their actual festival glass. I don't understand.
Nah, but you took it you had a story behind your shit. We just went to the festival.
We went to the festival that they put on. We got glasses and we wanted to show love. He was like, well, I met them here. So I got a glass.
You had the story. Look at the story.
We all met them there.
Listen, bro. You don't gotta explain nothing.
I was actually saying it's a good. I'm proud of you. Like I like it. I like 2023 on you, baby.
Yeah, I like it too.
Dope.
It's pretty good.
What's that?
All right. That says hi.
Oh shit! It's a fancy hi. Hi.
Yeah. Hey, hello.
Yeah, I had to click on it to see what it actually said. I didn't know.
That shit came off the Twitch, didn't it?
Yeah. All right. Well, we do all have some good beers. So we are fascinated to know what Soul Mega is all about, how I got started, all that good stuff. And so we always open it up to the guests. So Elliot, we want to know all about you, how you got into beer, and how Soul Mega came to be. So like we always say, we want to welcome to the podcast again. And the floor is yours to tell us what Soul Mega is all about.
Cool. Well, thank you, man. Yeah. So how do I want to start this? So my passion for beer began probably like a year or two after I graduated Howard. So like around 2010 or 11, I started homebrewing, and like it was just kind of a way for me to have a creative outlet outside of like my work. And I was really passionate about beer. I mean, I've been drinking beer for a long time. Usually it was like Natty Light, and then I graduated to Heineken, and I met my neighbors who were drinking like Left and like Delirium and stuff like that. And so after a couple years of just like testing out stuff on the homebrew kits, I met my business partner through work, and like we started making batches together. We started getting really good. We switched to all grain, and we invested in really the process of like using water, hops, yeast, and grain to make like all these different types of flavors. The one particular style that always stuck out to us was it's now known as Worldwide, one of our flagships, but back then it was just this like pale ale we used to make. It's like our go-to. And so around 2015, I was like, man, like we should sell this. And at that point, I'm looking at the craft beer industry, like there was no real representation, even in DC, of what I saw was like our culture and kind of like the stuff that we experience every day. We had DC Brow, like 3 stars, and like I think Right Proper at that point. So DC beer culture is very new. It started like in 2010. And so I was like, this would be a good chance for us to kind of contribute locally, but also like pursue our passion. So we started the brand Soul Mega in 2017. And the brand really was about, okay, how do we find a lifestyle moniker that people can relate to outside just a product? So the actual name means to like pursue whatever you're passionate about with like relentless effort. So it's like soul magnified. So we were trying to be like, okay, well, we represent beer, but we also can relate to people who are athletes, people who are pursuing different educational backgrounds, people in the arts. So we kind of want to make it more of like everybody's Soul Mega if they're pursuing their passion. And that's kind of the ethos of our brand. Everything we do is about motivating and encouraging people to be the best version of themselves. Beer is just kind of like the conduit that makes that connection. And so we had our first pop-up. We had like a beer tasting. We were teaching like people how to like look out for like the mouthfeel. We had little tasting cards and all that. We incorporated the company in 2018, and we've been selling beer in DC market exclusively since August of 19. So it's been pretty cool, man. Definitely an interesting journey. We have 2 core products right now, a black lager called Rhythm and Beauty, and our flagship that I mentioned, we started off as our homebrew batch called Worldwide. This is American Pale Ale. And we sell that, I think we're like in 50 locations right now in DC, including Trader Joe's. So it's been kind of fun. And we do all of our distribution ourselves. So it's kind of giving me a chance to learn kind of the industry without having too much commitment into like having someone else involved in our business model in a business I'm not really familiar with. So we celebrated 3 years this past August, and I'm really proud of that.
Nice.
Sure. Yeah, because you go.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rap.
I was gonna say now is that the black lager y'all had at the festival as well?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was great.
That one. I'm actually that one was cool. It took me about 3 months to research how to make that one, but it's basically a Czech inspired dark lager. We did a couple of remixes to it with the hop schedule. There's a pretty cool hop in there called African Queen. It gives it like that plum kind of red berry undertone. It kind of reminds me of like a nice medium roast coffee, but it's not heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, I hate every time somebody come on here talking about they was in their beers in some kind of store like Trader Joe's. I was just at Trader Joe's yesterday. Ain't no fucking beer in our Trader Joe's.
Yeah, that's why I said DC exclusively. I had to make that caveat.
I'll be 8.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a grocery store thing in Delaware. Like we don't have you can't sell.
Won't have beer in
Delaware grocery store. This industry is crazy, man. The laws that are regulated, they change state to state.
Yeah. It's
irritating.
Like I want to go to Trader Joe's.
I want to be in Trader Joe's and be able to grab a beer. Like I feel like that's only fair.
So you guys can only go to the liquor stores to get beer, or like the specialty shop?
Yeah.
You see like a free for all, man. And even back home in Chicago, like I saw liquor in the Walgreens and CVS. I'm like, I forgot about this.
Won't have none of that. No. We're responsible.
Go to an actual liquor store and get your liquor, please.
I mean, but you should be able to go.
Shouldn't go get your prescription and your liquor at the same place. That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird. Like,
right?
I'm just saying.
But maybe I want to get a pack. Maybe I want to get a pack of condoms and my red wine.
I'm about to say condoms and wine.
Yeah, but you can also get your heart medication and a 6-pack. Like, maybe you do want to get some red wine and condoms. But the dude that got this heart, man, is like, no, he can't.
He should have been getting his meds like
from the aisle.
Looking at the aisle like
longing for the liquor.
So
cycle is sick.
So who came up with the name for Soul Maker?
Our other co-founder Jahi Warts, he came up with the name of Soul Maker, man. We actually and it doesn't matter what the name was going to be before because we're done with that. But
let's hear it.
You can just tell the story behind why it's not that name.
I want to hear that name.
Like Soul Maker sounds way cooler anyway.
It probably does. I'm sure it does.
Trademark application for the first name because there's a vineyard in Colorado that has a similar like spelling, but they thought it would confuse the consumer. But fuck that. Soul Maker is way cooler. And Jahi came up with that name in the meeting, man. We were going through like a creative meeting about like what were we gonna do? It didn't sound like a typical beer company, like the district whatever, like people put their neighborhood in their beer name, like their city. We didn't want to do that. We wanted to make sure we didn't limit ourselves geographically and limit ourselves to just being a beer company. So we were going through a bunch of exercises about like, how do you describe in words the pursuit of passion? Like, and I'm like, we were sitting there, and I think I had said something about mega, and he called me like the next day and was like, Soul Mega, and I'm like, done. Went to the trademark office, got that shit done immediately. And then I was like, let's go with it. And so that's where we're at. That's how we came up with it. Just like a 2-hour like brainstorm meeting, and then like a couple of days of sitting by ourselves. It just kind of popped out thin air.
I feel like you remember that back in the day, that game Mega Man?
Yeah.
I feel like he's the black version, like Soul Mega Man.
Man,
I've been thinking about that since I heard about the brewery for the first time. I was like, oh, that's the black dude. Yeah, he has an afro with a pick in it.
I know, and like, we had some ideas around that too, as far as beer styles go in the future. So you may see some similar futurism with some of those characters.
Yo, but you know what? Looking at the glass in the actual writing, it gives that vibe.
Yeah,
that same kind of vibe to it, almost like a Star Wars looking.
Like Mega Man, like
like Mega Man looking.
Yep.
We dropping it subtly, here and there with the
I see.
And some
I can't wait till the action figures come out.
He's got the beer gut, but he's still swole.
Yeah, in the chest, bro. But his beer gut, like he opened up his beer gut, and inside is a 6-pack. That's it right there. That's it. Soul Mega Man.
Yeah, he's got the cans coming out of the gun like this.
Yeah, and he shoot him out of his pick when he take his.
Why are y'all entertaining? Yo, Elliot, why are you entertaining this shit?
Elliot gonna have a meeting next week. I'm telling you, Elliot, 10%. Elliot, we always charge. We always charge 10%. I will not cease and desist you at all. I just need my 10%. That's all.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna have my people call your people.
Please do. My people are easy to find.
So you said you started off homebrew. You started off homebrew. Like, what was the first style beer that you actually did?
Oh, I tell you right now, the first beer I ever tried to make was like I said, like a nigga. I tried to make Strong's beer, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a Russian Imperial Stout. But I had no concept of temperature regulation when it comes to fermentation. So you know how it starts out with homebrew kits. I don't know if you guys ever used like one of the like basic ones, but I kind of equated as like we started off making beer like you would pour like a Campbell's soup out of the can on the stove versus like making like stock from like bones and shit like that.
Yeah.
Right. So we were buying like the box kits and just adding the extracts and like doing grain bag like that. And like, I tried to make a Russian Imperial Stout. It was in the middle of winter, so I thought I could just take the pot and put it in snow to cool it down. No.
I mean, that's a good thought, though. I see what you was doing.
First time doing it. Thinking out the box. You should be in the box.
70 degrees, right, to add the yeast in. Otherwise, it's gonna just die. So,
all right,
getting the beer from 212 to 70 in the middle of winter, it took like 2 hours to get that shit to cool down. When I finally add the yeast, I put the little carboy in my guest bedroom. Remember, it's winter, so like, the heat's on in the house. Man, the next day, like 2 days later, I was like, "What the fuck is that smell?"
Yeah, that's what I was like.
It was like a baseball stadium in the corner. I go in the room, man. The fucking lid done blew on the shit. It was all over the ceiling, overflow onto the carpet, light carpet, like you said. And I tried to salvage it, and ended up tasting like pure alcohol. Like it was like that would have gave me poisoning. So that was my first attempt at making beer was a Russian Imperial Stout. And then after that, I was like, all right, let me go try a golden ale, like a wheat beer. Let me try something a little bit more.
Was that better?
Yeah.
That worked.
Shit, with your first joint, I'd be like, I'm lit. Niggas can get drunk.
He said he thought he was gonna get poisoned.
Put some acid water to that shit.
I mean, you fresh out of college too. You living on the edge anyway. Yeah, you should have done it.
I tried one. And I tasted it, and it tasted like bourbon, like liquor. And I was like,
I'd have been like, yo, I'm lit out here.
We made an IPA once. We thought it was 7%. It couldn't have been because like we definitely drank like 2 of those, and I was drunk. And I was like, this is not 7%. So I started off doing the kits, and I got the all grain system in like 2013, I think, for 13-14.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, we were making. It's funny. That black lager we sell it in the market here was actually my first time ever making a lager. So usually my styles have been stouts, golden ales, wheat beers, and then IPA or pale ale. We tried one that was pretty good. It was a black IPA, but we did we've extracted, like we put vanilla beans in vodka to extract the vanilla out. We poured that in the beer. That was kind of cool. Yeah. So
What made you think of that? What the hell?
Man, Jahi was reading about it, and I remember like being in college, and like I think one of my homegirls was trying to make like weed tinctures, and she was putting like the flower in alcohol to try to extract the THC or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I think that same binding process works for like other stuff too, like for coffee bean or vanilla bean or something like that. So we were trying to give it a little bit of extra flavor and then add alcohol to it. We obviously can't sell that because you can't mix both. We have to come through different like FDA regulations, but it was a good beer. It was cool. Yeah.
Now was
a beet beer one time. That was cool.
Oh, here we go.
Speaking of beet beer, Black Beer Chick, her second beer was a beet beer. I forget what it's called. Like, it wasn't the Shake Shit Up. That was the pistachio. But she made another one that was it was a tiny bit earthy, but not as beady as I would not drink it. You know what I mean?
We only made it once. It was a homebrew joint, and we did like a beet puree, and we basically used the building blocks of like a red ale, like a Killian's Red.
Elliot, do you like beets?
No.
Did you like your beer? What made? Did anybody on your team like beets?
I don't know.
Why? Like, how did we get here?
Making a beet beer, like why are we making beet beer and nobody like beets?
Fucking around, like trying to figure out how to replicate.
Let's get the nastiest vegetable we can find, the nastiest food in the world.
Really made like
beets should just be beets should just be a plant. It's not a vegetable. Beets.
So it wasn't a lot of it, but you said it was good enough to drink.
I let some other homies try it. They fucked with it, and I was like, okay. Like,
man, beets are not as bad as y'all making it seem.
I'm not sitting around eating.
It's definitely not nature's candy. It gets a bad rap because people call it nature's candy, and that's trash. Like that's a trash.
Definitely almost equivalent to eating a handful of dirt, but.
Not almost, it is.
I mean, how do you promote that? If you say that, how you say it's not that bad, but it's like eating a handful of dirt?
Because
maybe dirt is nature's candy.
Nature's candy.
You gotta rephrase. We gotta rebrand dirt.
Yeah,
you definitely do. Because right now, dirt is.
Yo, but dirt probably one
life
of the,
giving,
like.
But that's about it.
I think every kid ate dirt before, so it's like you already know. Like, I mean, you had dirt before, so.
Yeah, but I didn't say yummy. I said
right. You said it out. Like all the mud
did.
pies, you threw them. You didn't eat the mud
Somebody
pies. You threw them at
that
people.
Was good. I drink beet juice, and it's a hard drink, but like it's.
I drink it too. Like if I'm hungover, I need to like do like a quick like flush. I will grab one of them beet juice presses because the shit does work. But I wouldn't seek out like getting beets from the store and like trying to like eat it at home.
I can dig that.
But it was cool to try in the beer. Okay. I wouldn't do it again, but it was cool to see what that was like.
Yeah. Now what was your partner's name again?
His name is Jahi Warts. He's the co-founder.
Jahi, I wouldn't want to mess it up. So was
it's
Jahi
it's the two of you guys?
Yeah. So on the management team, it's both of us. We have like a brand guy, and then we got like a creative dude, and then like lawyers and accountants and stuff like that. But from management perspective, it's just Jahi and myself.
So with Jahi, I know you said y'all linked up in your other jobs, but was he also homebrewing at that time as well, or was he had just started. I think his wife got him a kit maybe 6 months before I met him. I think at that point I was brewing for about a year and a half, so pretty much around the same time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he had a different approach. Like, it's funny how the dynamic of the relationship kind of grew organically. Like, we got connected through work. He's from Minnesota. I'm from Chicago, but his folks is from Chicago. He went to Howard. I went to Howard. So it was kind of like other stuff that was going on. But his approach to making beer was more technical than mine, but I had more experience with the different styles. So I kind of know what I'm looking for. Is I drink so much beer. I'm always out at the beer bars, and like he kind of can help me figure out like the ratios and stuff like that. So it was a good partnership.
So are both of you guys in charge of the brewing and recipe creating?
Yeah. Okay. So usually, we. I always like to think of it as like making an album, like a mixtape, right? You got the engineer, you got the producer, like so we kind of all get together and figure out like what we're gonna do, and then we start trying different stuff that we like and try to figure out what we don't like about it and make it better. So all of our beer styles that you'll see from Soul Omega, will essentially be traditional beer styles we put our remix onto. I don't think we'll ever step into the realm of them crazy like milkshake, IPAs and all that. We want to keep it pretty standard. We want to put our kind of like spin on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is the process of you guys? You said you have two signature styles right now. What is the process of, how's the process of you guys putting out more styles and putting out different recipes and figuring out this is the recipe and the time to go forward?
So my approach is so we got a shitload in the chamber, but we probably got about 12 recipes that we're ready to roll out.
Okay.
It's really a production and capacity issue right now. Honestly, being 100, like we just don't have the means to make all the different styles at once. And since we're doing self distro, my thought was let's roll them out one at a time, not only to be able to gauge which popular at a certain point in time, but also like we don't want a big catalog of stuff trying to manage inventory. So the pale ale went first because we thought that was the most universal beer. So anybody who likes anything from a wheat beer, Pilsner lager to the IPA could find something in this worldwide because it's super drinkable, right? Everyone likes that one. So let's just start with a overarching, approachable beer. And then the black lager came about. Honestly, it really started with the Weathered Souls campaign for Black is Beautiful. And remember that when they was asking everybody to make that Imperial Stout recipe?
Yeah.
But it was in July when they dropped that. And we were kind of like, Imperial Stout in the middle of summer probably won't be the best move for us. So how can
Why not?
For DC, I didn't see that being you said, you being sarcastic. What do you mean by that?
because I ain't one of those seasonal beer drinkers. Like it's whatever. I don't care if it's the middle of summer.
Yeah, I'd be upset that there don't be a lot of stouts in July to pick from. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. I don't like drinking pumpkin beer only in November. Like I drink a pumpkin beer in March. That's fine. Yeah,
right, people eat ice cream in the wintertime. That's what I be saying. Like it ain't like it.
People drink tea and coffee in the summertime.
In the summer,
yeah, man. I mean, but I was like, I didn't want to gamble with it because I know that the goal was to,
Yeah, you running a business. We the customer, we the consumer. You know what I mean? You running a business. You have every right to think how you think.
But I agree. Right. I think that there should be an opportunity to drink any beer you want anytime you want. Unfortunately,
they should have the unseasonal beer contest.
Somebody should have a stout beer fest in the summer.
Remember at Mega Fest we had
they have stout.
Yep, for sure. And it was hot that day. It was hot that day.
No, it was fire that day.
I sweated through my first shirt I was wearing, the blue one, because I started my day with one of them stouts, and I was like, my boy was like, "Hey man, you gotta put the white shirt on because you sweated through the blue." And I was like,
"That stout was good though. It was a good stout though.
It's
a good stout.
Yeah. And it was fine in that temperature. It was fine. I was cool with it.
Yeah, variety.
Right.
Spice.
So we just want to have a drinkable beer that could be enjoyed all year round and start off as our course. Like we're working on an IPA recipe right now, actually. But my goal is to have 3 cores in a rotating seasonal for now until we can like kind of increase our production capacity. And I want to do more collaborations too and like one-off joints.
When you say a rotating seasonal, like is that like every quarter or every 2 months? Every quarter. Okay.
Quarter, yeah. Well, it would be like 2 months to brew it in a month of ferment. So release a beer that's different than the core lineup every quarter. Is what I'm trying to get to. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now for Soul Mega is the business model production and distribution. And that's what it is going forward, or do you have thoughts of a brick and mortar type of thing set up as well? Yeah,
right now that's our business model. I do see value in eventually moving to a more brick and mortar retail space. But for the immediate next 2 years, we're going to stick to the production distro model.
Okay. Well, I mean, because I think we talked to another brand that was also, I think Black Viking had the same motto.
Model. Shout out to Black Viking. They're doing their thing out in Montgomery County for sure.
Yeah. Because one, you don't have to worry about it, but like you said, sometimes there's production capacity issues if you don't have your own production lines and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. It's on the benefit you get the the flexibility of keeping a pretty lean operating model, right? Now you don't have to pay for rent or the plumbing and all that, but also you kind of lose control over your ability to offer stuff to the consumer. So it's like you kind of find that sweet spot. I think we're working on a sweet spot with our brewing partner. So that's like kind of my goal is to like use more of their stuff before I get my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and y'all do quite a few events throughout the years as well, so people can get it. And
yeah, that was a big part of our model. So when COVID hit, we was like, damn, like that was half our business model was doing the events. And so with everything closing, we kind of had to pivot to e-commerce and try to move some of that stuff to digital. But yeah, promotional events is definitely a big part of our brand. It's a chance for us to build community and get those people to interact with each other. So we try to create environments where people can come and have a good time, and either, meet people they wouldn't normally kick it with, or maybe you bring their homies and you try good beer and you meet other people who like the same thing and it kind of works out.
So does that mean like that puts you on a beer fest, like festival schedule? Like does that mean you hit a lot of beer fests or you just do a lot of pop-ups?
Yeah. So we've been kind of experimenting. We usually do pop-ups in the places that sell our beer. That's like off rip. It's a chance for us to kind of build our partnership with the actual account.
So like for instance, Trader Joe's, you'll be in a Trader Joe's that sells the beer. Is that how that?
So check this out. You can't merchandise in Trader Joe's. That's part of their company policy. So like we could run digital ads that promote it being available in the neighborhoods. But for example, like if there was a bar that sold our beer on draft, right? We could do we could bring a DJ in or do like a happy hour special. We sponsor like trivia, we go day parties, tap takeover, stuff like that.
So it's more affiliated with the actual company or brand or business that you're distributing to individually.
Yeah. So what we try to do is obviously promote the sale of the product on site, and then get a chance for. Honestly, I'm like telling the bar owners like, look, this is our crew, like this is our following, so they get a chance to kind of see more about what we're about when they see the type of people we come through and do events in, and they have fun. We always bring a DJ. I also try to like maybe alter the environment a little bit. We got we did a pop up one time at a spot. We hung lights over the ceiling. We changed like some of like the decorations around. We wrapped the bar in like gift wrap, like a holiday joint one time. It was cool.
I like that, alter the environment.
Yeah, we already altered reality, right? We might as well do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I like altering the environment.
Yeah, I like that.
That's like big on my list. Like I've learned as I start doing this with the marketing stuff, I kind of like event production, like set design stuff. It's kind of cool. I think the technical term is like activations.
Right. Yeah.
So we do activations
and the marketing, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's always good because especially since you do a lot of you do all your self distribution, so that actually helps that you also have control of the activations, all that kind of stuff. But now, where did you say I know you said you were in like over 50 spots in DC, but where else is it? Just DC, or are there other spots in like the DMV area?
Just DC proper. I'm working on. Excuse me. I'm working on Virginia and Maryland. Is like the next stepping stone, but my goal is to be in DMV. And then try to branch out into other markets eventually throughout the country.
Are all three of those areas different as far as the distribution rules? Like I know how we talked about it state by state, and I'm sure Virginia and Maryland are different. But is anything overlapping with DC because they're all three so close?
No, not really. No, the laws are drastically different. Like I learned about Maryland law, probably similar to Pennsylvania and maybe Delaware, where I think, if not all, majority of the counties outside of Montgomery, you actually have to sell the beer to the state, and the state sells it back to the distributor and then the retailer, and then you guys get it at the consumer level. Yeah, DC lets you go direct to consumer.
That is
Maryland does too if you produce a certain amount of barrels a year. And then Virginia has like different county laws with the ABC and all that. So I'm learning about all that stuff now.
That's ridiculous, yo.
Prohibition was crazy, man. Can you imagine? Like, yeah, it really was. Like, when it came out, like, then you can drink. They made it a state, like to give states rights. Like when people talk about states' rights, look at the liquor
Right.
No, bro. It'll be chaos.
Right.
If y'all allow some Kansas, no offense to Kansas people, but Kansas be killing people and Delaware be a safe haven. Like it'd be wild out here, man.
Yeah,
No,
and I'm learning more about that too. It's like they designed those prohibition laws at the time to protect like the mom and pops who were basically the distributors from like Yingling, Molson Coors, Anheuser-Busch, all that shit. And then as time goes on, all they do is just acquire the distributors so they can move their product throughout the state lines, right?
Right.
And now you have a situation where the 9,000 craft brewers are kind of like how the mom and pops were during Prohibition on the distributor side, but that was flipped. So it's like the law needs to be adjusted pretty soon to kind of make it more realistic to the times. But
I feel like as like the way that it's going, craft beer is getting as popular as the commercial. What do we call them? Commercial now? Commercial like beer companies,
the big beer folks.
Yeah, and it's all about money. So once the money gets close, like 60-40 with craft beer versus Budweiser and all them, I think it may start changing. I don't have the numbers. I don't know for a fact.
Right now it's 25-75, right? So like,
oh shit, so we got ways to go.
Yeah, the industry is 100 billion. Craft beer makes up like 24.6 or 9 of that. I think it's almost 25%. But I remember looking at that stat like back in 2017, it might have been 23% at the time. So it's getting there, but the needle moving. And you know how this goes. I don't think it's ever gonna get if it gets 60-40, that'll be crazy. But
Elliot, I don't think it will because Budweiser's going to they're going to buy it. You know what I mean?
They already do that.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it'll always be Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch. It'll always be the Coors people because Dogfish Head is now understanding that. You know what I mean? Like it'll always, if you make it big enough, we're going to just keep on trying to buy you out until you say yes.
Well, the same kind of the same strategy they do with the distribution. Now they have a craft beer arm where they buy out craft beer companies as well. So it all folds under. So it's like, yeah, we might be 35%, but we still have a piece of that.
Right. Well. So, and it may never be 30. It may never be 35% if when we do the actual research, you see that Coors Light owns 10% of the 35%. You know what I mean? Like that'd be nuts.
That's the point I was trying to make is that they're just going to buy people out or maybe get them shut down or something. They're not giving up that. There's too much money.
Hell no.
Way too much money. They got family generations of wealth, and it's a global company. They're not letting that. They're just going to keep growing their interest through acquiring other people.
So what do you do, Elliot? So what do you do? I'm not sure of your company's aspirations and 5-year goals, 10-year, 50-year goals, but I'm sure it's to be generational in the beer. So are you gonna sell to Coors when you make it big, or are you gonna keep fighting the good fight? Like because we all like, to me personally, as far as Dogfish Heads, they're the biggest ones that I can think of, and I never thought that they would sell out. And it's like we kind of sold out, but we still Dogfish Head. And I'm like,
technically, craft. Sam Adams is still technically a craft beer.
But they didn't really sell out. They just found the 2 top dogs in the craft. They got together and said, well, we might as well just work together because otherwise, we
will get sold out.
Yeah, like they made it was like $300 million for that deal.
Okay, so y'all just educated me. So you saying Sam Adams is a craft beer is like one of the biggest craft beer
company.
Oh, okay.
Well, so we don't get it like that.
No, I don't. I never did until just today. Sam Adams, I just found out.
Sam Adams is a brand, right? Like the brand of beer, but the company is called Boston Beer Company.
I've been using the wrong analogies all episode.
He's like the OG of craft beer. It's like Sierra Nevada, Stone, Brooklyn Brewery, Boston Beer Company, and the guys in like the Bay, like Anchor something. They're like the
Anchor,
OG, like the 90s, like craft beer companies. And you had Lagunitas come in like in, I think it was late 90s, but they sold to Heineken for $1 billion.
Right. Some of them have sold out. Yeah, some of them have not sold. I shouldn't say sold out, but they have sold their.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
$1 billion, and here you go.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying, Elliot. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you want to. This is $1 billion is generational. Like
I'll start over.
Sidebar. Pop. This is a little pop top, and Elliot, you can join in if you would like. But speaking of selling out, y'all hear about the people in California that got their thing back from the government and was making like $500,000 a year in rent and sold it back to California for $20 million.
Yep, Bruce's Beach.
Yeah, they own their family. Their family got the beach taken, and they fought to get the beach back. They were making $500,000 a year in rent, and California was like, "Hey, we'll give you $20 million for it," and they were like, "Yup, we're out of here." I'm like, "Yo, in 40 years, you make $20 million." Like,
well, you know what? That was they probably got that tax bill.
Yeah,
it was like, well, y'all wanted it, so
right. Bow, here you go.
Now you got to pay property taxes.
Yeah, but that tax bill ain't $500,000 a year, is it?
It might have been, bro. It might have been 10. The first one might have been the back pay. Like, actually, you owe us 10 this year, and then you owe us like whatever after. I don't know the details, but
yeah, I don't either. That's why I'm talking to y'all about it.
Yeah, when I saw that headline, the first thing I thought about was property tax bill. I'm like, damn.
It had to been something that.
I know you said 40 years they'll make $20 million, but
what if I ain't around for 40 years?
Because it's generational. Like that, the whole. It's not about just them.
20 million is generational.
It's about their family.
But I think it's about their kind of one. I think they were like the last. I think they were the last of the family. I think the people who won it back.
They don't have kids.
I think the kids are old. I think the kids are old. I think this is it.
Or the kids, they
9 years old. What about them kids? Like not the buyers, not the beach owner kids, but like their grandkids and great grand. I know they got great grands by now.
They better take that $20 million and make something of it.
Yes, I guess I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. Unless like what Elliot is saying, unless we paying $500,000 in property taxes, then we breaking even. If we just breaking even, then no, it's not worth it. But if we making 100,000, 200,000,
I'm great saying. Then think about the burden that it is trying to upkeep a property like that, right? Making that much money, so it might have been worth as far as time wise and mentally. It may have 20 million may have been worth it. Like, let them deal with that shit. I don't want to deal with that no more than $20 million. We say.
And you know how it goes. Like I don't know the details of the family, but you know how it is. Like if you're not used to having something and then you get it. You may not even know how to carry it. Like maybe they didn't have the tools to say like, all right, well, fuck it, we're gonna be basically a property management family-owned business. Like this is our beach. We're gonna encourage business to come and like develop a board. They probably didn't think about like how they could monetize the beach. I don't know, but it sounds like I get the fact that they got their shit stolen. I like the fact they was riding for getting it back. They did sell it back to Cali though, so it's kind of like.
Right.
But they got 20 million.
Their whole thing was they shouldn't have got it stolen.
In the first
they wanted
place,
to fight for it to get it back. And then they have the right
my whole
to
thing,
sell
Elliot, if it is Elliot Yoda and Rob, if it is property taxes, fuck California. Give me my money. Like I'm not paying none of that shit. Y'all stole my money. That's my shit. I would have paid it if I had it. If it was mine, it ain't mine. Why I gotta pay it? It wasn't mine.
What they probably should do was license it and there was probably could have been a way around it that they could have had it. But like I said, I think they had more. I would have fought
for them property taxes. Like y'all can kiss my ass on these property taxes. It wasn't even mine. Shit wasn't even my fucking shit.
It's a shame how much property gets taken from people.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Like especially black people. Like it's crazy. Like I watched the whole documentary on like stolen property from people, like just taken from black people. Like, and it's crazy, like acres. I'm talking about crazy land.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Our country is a wild place, and the history of it is kind of designed where, like, you know, we were never going to get that fair shot considering how we came here, or most of us came here. So it's kind of like, I'm not surprised that they got like shafted on the deal, because that's just like they would have got it some other way. Like I said, they would have either increased the property taxes, they would have did something weird, or you know. With the 20 million, hopefully that takes care of the generations already.
Right. Yeah.
What I hope doesn't happen is what happens with, like, you know how it goes. You get the 20 million, you pay your income, you got to pay the taxes on the income, right?
Right.
In that, it's not really 20. It's probably
like 9. It maybe 11.
11. Now you got the 11.
And then look, some man and woman, they got a divorce, and it's a community property state. Now that 11 is 6.5. Like,
maybe you're here in the back, and maybe they negotiated where the 20 million was the full payout, and not so the tax was already taken out earlier.
Well, I don't know.
Here, Lou.
That's if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it. You gotta make sure you
sure, yeah. They always give you the information after taxes, huh?
Yeah, so hey, but real talk, I mean, I'm gonna do like you said, I'm gonna do what's best for my family. So if it came to a situation where they said that Soul Mega could be like in a bigger place than I could ever take it, and I could still be on the board and benefit from the growth, but I have to give up a little more, I would probably take that deal.
Yeah. That's why it's like selling out is such a word. Like it needs to be a better term for that.
That's not really selling out though to me. That's
but they always it's the same thing. Like y'all, I said selling out for Dogfish Head, and y'all were like, no, they didn't. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, it's not. It sounds so terrible, but it's not a bad term. Like, yo, man, I started this thing with $1,000, and y'all gonna give me $1 billion for it? I'm gone.
Yeah, it's really selling in if you really think about it. It's selling into you. So it makes sense for you. You know?
I sold it. I like that, yo. That's what it is. I still got my morals. I'm still on the board. Look, I'm still getting a check every month. Yeah, I sold it.
I would never hand it over freely. I would probably, I would make sure that what our brand stood for was able to just go to the next level. Right. It wouldn't be just like I'm trying to get paid because we know how to make money. It wouldn't. I mean, obviously we don't know how to make money. Well, shit, it's pretty much the same as what they do, except at a larger scale. So if we can use their resources to grow our brand and people can know more about Soul Mega and what it's like to pursue your passion and motivate other people that in other countries, even hell yeah, I'd take that.
Yeah.
Even if it was all the country, I would still take that. Like right now we just in DC, but if someone could look at our brand in like Washington State and like Illinois and Texas and still say they rock with us, that's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Now Elliot's selling in. Elliot's selling in, ladies and gentlemen.
Selling in.
Yeah, I mean, I would I don't know. It depends on what the situation was. Like you said,
I'm selling out, in, over, under. I'm sold. I'm sold.
All right.
I'm not gonna be caught in no 360 deal, but I would definitely. I would take a meeting or two. Like,
yeah, exactly. We at least have to have a talk. Like, let's talk about
it. That's funny.
Well, somebody always said if they offer you 20, they probably give you 30. So
right, yeah, that's true.
That's why we can have this talk. Like,
offering me 20, they about to make over 100.
Yeah,
right. Yes. Exactly.
That'd be the bad part, though. You sit there like, wait a minute, that's a lot of money, but why they willing to give?
Why they want this? Why they give me $1 billion? Why they give me $1 billion? They about to make $8 billion. Sheesh.
I was watching that.
A lot about that. Match people was like, yeah, whatever they offering me, they gonna definitely double it at least.
Right.
Yo, what was the movie where Homeboy was making like he was trying to make some electronic? I can't remember what movie this is, but he was trying to make some kind of electronic device, and the wife kept on saying that he was never going to make it.
Oh, the Tyler Perry movie.
What was it?
With Taraji P. Henson?
I think it was a Tyler Perry movie. Yeah, with
Acrimony.
Was Taraji hating? She was hating ass in that movie.
Yo, and this nigga was like on to some shit, like for real. And they was offering all this money. He like, nah, fuck that. Nope. I'm not selling this shit. Because I know
how much I'm worth. I know it. That's how you gotta be.
I pray I ever be in a situation where I can have that conversation. That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, in terms of the conversation is a win.
Right. Mm-hmm. When some of the overreach, because some of the overreaching, I guess, messages of the brand, like Soul Mega, like, do you do a lot of merchandising as well? Like, there's a lot of merchandise or like messaging and merchandise that y'all do as well?
I'm actually that's the area I want to work on more this year. We have done merchandising, but really at a small scale. A lot of my focus has been on just having the product available for people to actually consume. But as far as like promotional items that we leave at the bar, like we do like coasters and stuff, and I started playing around with like adding certain words to the coasters, like different like advertising campaigns on like the cards. We have t-shirts we're rolling out, so we're opening up our merch store pretty soon to have like a new line, and we'll drop different capsules with different stuff on it. But I'm kind of like trying to figure it out as I go, honestly.
Right. Yeah. Well, because I was thinking, because like you said, Soul Mega is like somebody pursuing a purpose or passion that they're really interested in. So that's a whole that encompasses more than just beer. That encompasses anything. but I can also do it while I'm drinking this Soul Mega.
Right. So the whole lifestyle thing.
Keep the lifestyle, the whole ecosystem gotta have a role in it.
Right.
So like,
right. Somebody writing their novel with a Soul Mega right there by them.
Hey, with a Soul Mega pen on the glass, like
on a beach with a Soul Mega towel.
It's gotta kind of be. I gotta all fit in. Like I was telling my team a month ago that I want to try to do more merchandising in like genres. For like example, like if it's like an outdoorsy type thing, trying to make merchandise that would fit in with what someone would do at outdoors, like a bottle.
Plus they make tents. A Soul Mega tent. What the?
Right. Like a cooler or something like
the cooler would be good because you go to the beer fest, you get like a little 6-pack cooler.
That's good shit.
Yeah, so we've been playing around with something different just to keep it exciting.
Brews and Banter should do a cooler.
Y'all should.
But tying your love of cycling, you can have a.
I was not going to leave without asking about this bike. I did have some questions about this bike. Now I don't necessarily have to see it, but what do you do with it? Do you like ride it to school? Do you ride it to work? Do you ride it for leisure? Backpack. Like what's happening with this? Is that your mode of transportation? Like what's going on with this bike?
I just use that shit.
Like DC is a bikeable city, isn't it? I don't know.
I don't catch my ass with the backpack on.
Yeah. Are you a messenger on the side? What's going on?
Exercise and transportation.
Okay. All right.
I'm about to hang my bike up.
Man, listen, don't do it. Because then people gonna ask you questions about your bike and you're gonna lie.
They gonna be like, I'll be like, nope, I never ride that motherfucker at all.
I'm gonna tell the truth.
That is art. Once you go on the wall, it is art.
It's capped. You come over, you ride your bike? Yeah,
Nah, that shit ain't been down for 4 years.
I ain't a mile on the bike since I put the bike up. Like that bike out of here.
Right, because now it's on the wall. It get wet or muddy. You don't want to put that on your wall now. You're like, never mind.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I thought about like trying to put something behind it before I hung it, but I wouldn't ride if it was raining anyway. So we ain't worry about that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I won't take it off road and nothing like that. So it's fast though.
I will say that. Like we had the fifth grade recess. Like I got a new bike, guys. It's fast.
Come outside.
That's how he said it. It's fast, yo. Like, yo, motherfucker, gotta see this.
Stand at the end of the block. Wait for me. Stand at the end of the block. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you got disc brakes too.
I like it.
That's good.
Now you also talked about collaborations being a big part of 2023.
Sure.
Like, are there collaborations that you're currently working on, or we should be looking out on the outlook?
I'm gonna go on record and say this in the camera. I would like to collaborate with Sankofa Beer Company this year. So
you're here, Sankofa.
On the books. Like, so I definitely want to do something with them. We have been talking about doing something for a minute, and so that's high on my priority list. But honestly, it kind of happens organically. Like, we just did a collab with Right Proper. There's a brewery company out here in October for Howard Homecoming. That was cool. So I'm pretty much down to work with anyone as long as it makes sense as far as like style and how the product gets branded and marketed and stuff like that. I do want to do a collab with maybe like a more popular brewery, like a national brand or something like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nobody besides Sankofa is kind of on my radar right now.
Okay.
Yo, I had a question. Like, what, like, as far as the culture is concerned, like, do you see a big scale of like black people drinking your shit, or is it like just the same old? Because I know pretty much white people drink any beer because it's beer, but like us, we be on some old. I ain't drinking no beer. I don't give a fuck who made it. But like, do you see like a difference, or like?
It's funny because what I see is it's funny, especially worldwide, right? What you have is like all the black folks drinking it. Then when I go out and like don't tell nobody it's my shit, I just like observe whatever. I know I went to one bar and it was like the mid 30 to mid 40-year-old like black folks. They were drinking the shit out of it. Like everybody had one on the table. I was like, wow. And then you have like the old white people, like old guys, like the old like the 60-plus-year-olds, they like it. So I think I do see a lot of black people drinking worldwide. It's cool.
Right. Yeah. Plus, pale ale, so it's not too
bitter.
It's real introductory.
It's real approachable.
But that was by design on purpose, right?
Right.
We did that on purpose. So but I do see it in DC. It will be different once we start branching out to see how that demographic changes because we live in a bubble here of being a pretty,
right, yeah,
affluent, working class, working black people making bread. They're cool, they're educated, they don't mind spending $8, $9 for a glass of beer, and it don't taste like shit to them. So it's
and then the white people know that the black people are a little bit affluent in their neighborhood in that area that y'all live in.
Yeah. We don't.
Does the name give it away?
What is that?
Does the name ever give it away? Like people don't think there's some black ass shit when you say Soul Mega?
It's funny because I'll never forget when we first started. I had a podcast interview, and the gentleman who interviewed me, he was white, and he said something like, I actually had 2 situations in like the same week where we met with a distributor, and he was like, "Yo," like he said some dumb shit like, the black thing is like in right now, but you don't want to like leave with that. With, like,
you don't want to over black it.
Yeah, and I was like,
over black it.
We should roll in the company. You're the sales rep. Like, I'm like your boss's boss over on my side of town. So like, you don't, and I ask you the question, you don't ask me the question. And then somebody asked us like, is this a soul beer for like soul brothers? And I was like,
damn,
no, it's like about pursuing your passion. So the name don't really give it away to me, but I think it kind of does. I'm more so like, my job is to obviously create a quality product, but then like to educate the bartending staff. So if someone asks, they could tell them like, yeah, this is black owner. These guys went to Howard, or
that was going to be my next question. Yeah.
A lot of our advertisement has, I want to show black people drinking beer in the pictures to let everyone know, like, you know what I mean? We ain't got to scream from the Raptors, but when we drop in 60 points on you a game, you know who we are.
Right.
Exactly.
So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So yeah, the name don't give it away, but I think it does. It gives a little bit more power when I start explaining the brand more, and like I gotta do a better job of like just being out there and like keep saying over and over again like what Soul Mega actually is, because people will just associate that once they see our face, they just gonna call it black-owned beer. Like even Rhythm and Beauty, like they like, oh, the black beauty. It's like, no, it's called Rhythm and Beauty. Like, so there's a lot of education and like I said, educating the bar staff so people come in, they know how to describe it and stuff like that.
It's almost like you gotta make like you keep telling us the definition of Soul Mega throughout this whole episode. It's almost like that has to be somewhere prevalent so people know. You know what I mean? Because I that's what I think when I think Soul Mega. Every single time, like I'm like, this is some black ass shit that I love, and I just hope that everybody else likes it. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
But it's that too, right? But it's not only that. So
exactly. We want to know the
because Lou, I think that
because the actual story about it behind it, behind the name is better than just some black ass shit.
Yeah,
you know
and see, that's I think that's what white people think when they see it though. Oh, that's some black ass shit.
They might. It's funny because like I said, like,
love black ass shit, though.
We're doing our own distro right now, so I'm putting the beer in certain places I think will get different reactions. Whether that be like you want to be in a place where hella white people are always crushing beer, right? But you also want to be in a place where you want to be in the black-owned bars.
Right.
You want to be in the bars that maybe only got lagers on tap. Like if I go into a bar and see a bunch of pale ales, IPAs, I already know like it's gonna get lost, but. So I'm trying to be strategic and like a cool ass place you wouldn't normally go to, but you realize, oh, this is a dope bar. Like they got DJ night, so I kind of put them in a place that I would normally go for myself, and they kind of go.
I like it. Yeah, so, I like that.
So what's the just looking at the logo? What is the
symbol?
What does that symbol mean?
Okay, so we went through a rebrand. I think it was 2 years ago because I was trying to find a way to once again like our original brand was too much. It was like just a crest and had too many lines in it. It didn't look well on flyers. But I was like, what can we use as an icon that will symbolize like people pursuing their passion? And man, our creative guy went through this whole historical project about the Underground Railroad with Harriet Tubman, right? And they were using symbols on maps to kind of like dictate like direction.
There's some black shit.
I was gonna say this shit's getting blacker and blacker.
We found the North Star. The North Star. We're like, oh shit, that's the North Star. Like that's the we like with people. So we're like, yo, we got to throw some black ass shit in there too. But like we got to make sure that it's like ain't no crazy shit. So we found the North symbol. We kind of modified it and like so the star is like people's own individual North Star.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you shouldn't expect anything less from 2 graduates of Howard University, right?
Nope.
That is true.
Black ass shit.
Yeah, right there.
Your glass big as a motherfucker. I don't got that glass.
Like Jesus, look, my shit is tiny.
Our other slogan is embody greatness, and that's like kind of a reminder to everybody just go hard, and it is here. So
I like that.
I like that. That's
You
on.
got-
That's one of y'all sell like less.
so this is actually a sample I ordered, so we're gonna start selling these too. Yeah, online.
Okay. Dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
So in terms of like we said, we went to Mega Festival 2022. Like, are you doing the whole Beer Festival circuit this year, or are you focused mainly just on Mega Fest 2023, or like how's that work?
No, I want to do the Beer Fest circuit too. We're gonna still do Mega Fest as well, but I really wanted to come to Barrel and Flow, and I wanted to come to Blacktoberfest. So I was like, all right, like I was just so spent from trying to do my first ever beer festival.
Right.
I put back in the whole thing, which was I'm never gonna do that again. That was a dumbass idea. I don't know why I tried to do that. I was a project manager on a block party for the first time in my entire life, basically, which was cool, but it was a stretch. So yeah, my plan is to participate as a vendor and everybody else stuff. But we definitely gonna do Mega Fest again, and we want more vendors this year and more people from different places to come.
Okay.
Word.
It was kind of like a and I kind of talked to Kofi about this. And I think I reached out today too on Instagram. It was like if Barrel and Flow gonna always be the second week of August, then we had our thing like I think like 10 or 12 days after that. It was too close. So I was like, all right, I didn't know that they were gonna pick that date when I picked my date. But now that I know that they're gonna do August going forward, then we're gonna look at trying to find a way we can still be in Barrel and Flow and do our own thing later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, because when we saw it, we were like we're in Delaware, so we were already going to Barrel and Flow. We was like, oh, we can just jump the train.
Yeah, y'all like that.
Right. Yeah.
And get to Mega Fest. So it was like, it's easy for us.
In the world, I want to say where everybody can do everything, right? I just gotta maybe get with those guys on scheduling more, but that's my goal. Like, I don't want to take away from nobody, so I just want to add to the experience.
Right.
And it's our 3-year anniversary. It's gonna be our anniversary every year. So for us, it's more just like it's really celebrating, the Soul Mega's annual, our anniversary or whatever, but also want to make it inclusive too, and then make it a better experience going forward. So I got big plans for how we can grow Mega Fest out to be something pretty cool.
So this Mega Fest was the first one?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was our 3-year anniversary. It was our first festival.
Man.
Year 1 was COVID. We did like an IG live.
Oh, okay.
Year 2 was kind of still COVID. We did like a fake, I think Howard was playing Hampton that weekend, so we did like a little tailgate. But
okay,
we never really got a chance to do nothing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This, I ain't gonna lie because I was criticizing it the first, not okay. When I first got there, I was criticizing it. Let me say that because by the time I left, I was like, oh, this shit was lit. Like the whole block party feel, I could dig it, right? But when I first got there, I'm like, yo, this is like not it. But then as being there, I'm like, yo, this is shit. Like I like the whole vibe was lit, right?
I appreciate your feedback, man. We made the survey afterwards, and people gave me their opinion on what they thought, and this is how kind of like how much I care about it. We made a survey for the guests, the vendors, and the staff to figure out what they like, what they didn't like.
Right.
Watch the game tape. It's like, all right, like I've never done this before, so I was just happy to get it done. I'm glad you had a good time. The whole goal was like, our culture is about block party. Black people go to block parties. Like white people go to beer festivals. White folks don't be having block parties, and black folks don't go to beer festivals. So fuck it. We just gonna smash them both
together. Yeah.
Stick in half and throw like a joke throw it down there and see what happens. And I think, but we're definitely gonna be doing like the house music block party vibe as the forefront. And then my goal is to build out the beer festival aspect like more organized in this next year. And then go
I had a good time, and the vibe was the vibe was great. And now hearing that was your first one, that's even crazier. That shit.
That was crazy.
The only thing that I can say still to this day I didn't like, which y'all have no control over, is the fucking heat. It was hot. That's it.
It's always gonna be hot, buddy. It's always gonna be hot.
That's all I was like. They would do in September. I'm gonna send out something. I'm gonna crowdsource the dates, but I think maybe September might be a better move. Because
that was the only thing. But
and it was all concrete, so it was like
Bacon.
I sweated through that first shirt. I didn't get fucked. I was like, yo, like sweated through it, and they were like, put a white one on. I'm like, fine, I sweated through that one too, but at least they didn't tell.
Yeah.
But I wanted to build like the canopy across the building structure. But like it was like we didn't have the resource at the time to get it done with like.
That would have been dope though. Yeah, that would have been
really like a stretch across like a big ass like
because that was everybody ended up under trying to stay in the shade. Everybody tried to stay in the shade, so it was like everybody's bunched up in one area. But
that'd have been good.
But I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. That was dope. When I came to the booth, I was like, oh shit, like like okay, like
for sure. That was a good time. That was a good day.
It was nice. I enjoyed it. Like you said, the vibe was cool. The DJs, because it was multiple DJs, like at least 2. 4. Okay, I know.
They
I knew they changed. I knew the people changed.
They were.
We're gonna probably do the same vibe for next year. You talk about altering the environment. We're gonna alter the environment. I want to bring more beer vendors on. Hopefully, like maybe 15 this time. I think we had 6 last time. And then I want like an actual bar or some sort that has something that's not beer, because like some of the people like had like a gluten allergy, cider there, you know what I'm saying? So and then I want and then DJs.
That's dope. That's dope. Yo, and shout out to all of the vendors that was there, all the breweries that were there, because like they held that shit down. The whole
Urban Garden, Sankofa, like Viking, fucking Patuxent. Yeah, they held it down.
Yeah,
Joy Hound is right.
Joy Hound out of Baltimore.
Yeah, they definitely held that down, because you know how that can be overwhelming, because like only six breweries being there, like that's hard work.
Yeah.
And they held it down.
Yeah.
Shout out to all of them, man.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to grow that, like, and to have them back again, plus more people, and then and then overall make it just a better and better experience every year. It's mega fest, like come on, like it's gotta be crazy, like So, but that's kind of what I'm working on this year, and then obviously the distribution, and then we're rolling out more of our products. Kind of like my focus right now.
Okay.
Yep.
No, good shit, man.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
What about y'all? Like, what's
Yo, don't ask us questions. We ask questions.
What's your 5-year plan?
Yo, back up, buddy. We are the podcast. You are the guest.
Wow. Come on, Elliot, calm down, man.
He's like, I like this.
He said free flowing, right? Right. Free flowing, right?
We meant for us, motherfucker, not for you.
I'm halfway through, almost on myself.
You guys up too.
I almost felt like that nigga was saying, so what's your intentions with my daughter?
With the guns and everything.
Strap on the table, pointed at you like.
I mean, we do got some things.
Yeah,
for 2023. They're in the making. We do like we told everybody, save March 25th. Save the date, March 25th. Because we do. It is our we're coming up on a 200th episode, so we actually have something for the people.
Yeah, congrats on that. That's cool.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
We hanging in there, man.
So we got some things going on, but we talking about So Mega.
Yeah, the only thing you need to do at this point for us is just make sure you save the date, March 25th.
Yep, got it. March 25th.
All right. Any more questions for Elliot?
Nah, not really.
Nah, he answered my bike stuff. He got the distribution questions down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't own a car, man. I gotta ride my bike yet. We ain't sold the Heineken yet. I can't get a car.
Also, that's the company. It's Heineken. It's not Coors. It's not Anheuser. It's Heine's. It's Heine's.
Why Heineken?
That's the black
black people drink that.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, you know what I think it is. Black people. That's what we do. We drink Heineken and we drink Guinness.
Yeah.
Jay-Z was in that commercial at one point.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the clubs too. You think about you go to the club, you get
that's
beer
true.
options. It's Amstel Light, like
Corona,
maybe a Bud Light, Corona,
Coors Light,
Coors,
Heineken.
definitely Heineken.
I
Yes.
thought they give that shit away for free if you bought a liquor or something like that.
You should.
It's like,
Buy a bottle of Belvedere, you get a free 6-pack of Corona. And I was like 2010.
Yeah, right. That's what I be seeing out here in DC. I'm like, this is like a because it's collusion or something. This is like a racket.
I
would love to see. I would love to see like Soul Mega at like the park, like downtown.
Right.
If that ever happened, like,
see,
is the park actually a park or is it like a place?
It's a place. So the park is like our club or whatever, like our biggest one out here. It's like Mark Barnes used to own Love.
Is it a
nightclub? Yeah,
it's 2023. Elliot, go get it. It's your go year. You need to email them and walk up in there by Martin Luther
Slam that shit down like you gonna.
Man, just go in there today.
Right
here. Today.
Yeah, before Martin Luther King Day, it need to be done. They got
brunch going on right now. I should pull up in there, but hey, listen.
You got 1 week. It's Sunday. Martin Luther King Day is 8 days away.
We will pop up. You need us to come with you, man. You scared?
bring that wood grain oak time that you got in your that you drinking. Bring that. Bring a couple chugs of that.
Right. You understand? Come outside.
Right. We gotta talk to you. We gotta talk. Y'all said y'all the park.
Told us, man. Y'all pushed me forward and shit. I'm like, man, buy the beer, stop playing, man. Like,
hey, Elliot, if we come down, that's 10% more. Your percentage is going up, baby. We're gonna make a lot of money off of it. So, man.
Hey, well, we get Delaware, I know who to call. Like, I know who run in Delaware up there. I'm gonna call y'all.
All right. Once again, we want to thank Elliot for coming on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. Make sure y'all, if y'all in the DC area, make sure you go down and get some of that Soul Mega. Make sure you go to the park and say, "We want Soul Mega here."
Yeah, go find the park. Yeah, go into the park and tell them that.
Right.
SoulMega.com and follow us on Instagram at SoulMegaDC.
He jumped the gun. He jumped the gun and everything. That's it right there.
We didn't have to ask. Listen.
You already know.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna keep you on the loop too. Like, I don't know. I think we're gonna probably try to do something in the spring and then the summer, and then Mega Fest will be like in the fall, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, we're a train ride or a car ride away. It's not far, so let us know for sure. We'd love to support.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
You threw Robert off. Robert was like,
Elliot already told us where you can find Soul Mega at. How can they find
you? Well,
my bad. I did come away from the drop. My bad.
Nah, that's fine.
That's all right.
You make it easier for Rob.
But
you can find me on Instagram and Facebook actually at IM302YODA. Yep.
All right, Lou.
Hey guys, my name is Lou Belgium. I'm on them Instagrams.
You act like he thought about it though. Wait.
I always want to know if I'm gonna do something different. You never know.
Right.
It always comes out the same way though.
Right. And you can find Bruising Banter Podcast at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Bruising Banter Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, anywhere you listen to podcasts. You can even say, Alexa, play Bruising Banter Podcast because we're on Amazon Music. You can also go to www.bruisingbanter if you want to buy the merch like this right there. You want to buy the merch support. You can also find out where every other platform we were. You can watch us on YouTube, Facebook. Remember to smash that like button like that.
Smash it.
And if you want to follow me, Rob G, Rob Say Bruising, bing, 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 right there.
Good ink.
Once again, this has been episode 194 of Bruising Banter Podcast. We want to thank Elliot Johnson from Soul Mega for coming.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys, man. Yeah, congrats again. Hitting at the game, man. That's big time.
Remember to go to Park and say we want Soul Mega. We want Soul
Go to
Mega.
Trader Joe's and say we want more Soul Mega. Go to all the bars in DC, say we want Soul Mega.
Yeah,
if they got a Walgreens in there, say we want Soul Mega. Like, get your prescription and some Soul Mega. Drink responsibly, but get that high blood pressure medicine, and after it calms down, drink a beer. make sure it's Soul Mega.
Well, actually, you know what? Anywhere you are listening, just go in and say, you know, what can we give them Soul Mega? I'll start reaching out to you. And
Right.
say,
If somebody in Albuquerque call you, I'm sure you'll figure out a way to get it out there as long as the legalities add up.
Right.
And the money makes sense.
Yo, Rob, you know what I wanted to say too is that I do want everybody to go follow us on our Instagram, but just go to www.brewsandbanter.com and then go from there. All right. Follow us from there.
Right. And sign up because actually, coming soon we will have a newsletter. Everybody else don't know that. I just made it up. We will have a newsletter coming soon.
Shocking. That's fucking shocking. We didn't have no meeting or nothing. We had I never heard about this before.
Coming soon, newsletter.
Take 2 seconds to text a nigga. What y'all think about a newsletter?
Right, that's all it takes. Yeah, you know who's doing the first newsletter. You know who wrote the first newsletter. It'll be Rob G. I don't even know how the flow will go for it'd be free flowing newsletter.
Yeah, we'll see.
He must got it all down.
Man, you need to have a meeting separately about him doing his newsletter on his own. He gonna do this shit on his own.
Well, this has been episode 194. Until next time.
Have a good week, everyone. Happy New Year, everyone. Be blessed. That's a ditty right there. I like that.
You can go and ask the streets what we've been through. She gets money and all of the drip she got new. She wear